If I pay these bills, are you going to pay me the money back? This man had the nerve to tell me, why should I pay my wife back for paying our bills? So that's when I decided, like, I can't be with this man no more.
I'm divorcing my husband because he booed Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl, and I still don't think he believes me, to be honest, but he might want to start, because I just filed my paperwork at the courthouse, and you can see right here, the date of separation is this year's Super Bowl.
Why'd y'all divorce?
My husband got sick with cancer, and that changed him, and it changed the dynamics of our marriage.
And who filed for divorce?
I did.
Why?
Emotionally, as a partner and a spouse, I was emotionally neglected, and financially, funds began to be withheld from me that would have normally never been an issue.
God almighty.
What's good? I'm DonTheConMan. Welcome to the channel. We break down the drama, react to the mess, and call out the culture. If you vibe with that, hit the like button. Want to stay locked in? Subscribe and tap the bell. No face, no fluff, just real talk. Let's get into it. You know what's wild? Divorce used to mean something serious. Infidelity, abuse, addiction. Real damage. Now, women are proudly divorcing their husbands over nonsense, losing a job, booing Taylor Swift during the Super Bowl. One woman even complained her husband spent money on cancer treatments instead of giving it to her. Those wedding vows, for better or worse, in sickness and in health, they mean less every year. At this point, lyrics from a one-hit wonder mumble rapper hold more weight than I do.
So he came home and he was like, babe, I lost my job. I'm like, all right, cool. So a month later, like, the bills, it was time for the bills or whatever. And I'm like, the bills due, babe, or whatever. And he was like, okay, I'm not working. And I'm just, in a month, like, it's all kind of hustles. You could have been doing something or whatever. So I told him, I said, look, if I pay these bills, are you going to pay me the money back? This man had the nerve to tell me, why should I pay my wife back for paying our bills? I told this man from day one, my money is my money, and his money is our money. Why should I spend my money paying the bills? Like, no, he should have paid me back. So that's when I decided, like, I can't be with this man no more. So I had texted his homeboy. Like, we all cool. I texted his homeboy or whatever. We went together. I met up with him. And we was chilling, we was drinking or whatever. And I started venting. I started getting emotional. One thing led to the next. I did not purposely mean to do what I did with his friend. But things happen. Like, y'all understand what I'm going through. So, his friend ended up giving me some money or whatever. And he was like, babe, look, don't worry about it. Handle whatever you gotta handle. Like, his friend was every single thing I desire in a man. Like, everything I desire in a man. And, ain't nobody trying to hear my side. Ain't nobody trying to hear.
So let's lock in. This first clip is from a woman who divorced her husband because he lost his job and was unemployed for just 1 month. She had to cover the bills that 1 month, and she actually expected him to pay her back. Man, that's your husband, not your tenant, not your little brother. But for her, marriage is just business, and when business dipped, she cashed out. And I get it, that hurts. But for the husband watching this, she did you a favor. She left before you lost everything on a bad investment. She left before a car accident paralyzed you, before a cancer diagnosis drained your savings. Because if she was ready to dip, the second life got inconvenient, you didn't have a wife. You had a liability, and if that wasn't enough, she goes on to say she hooked up with her husband's homeboy and got money out of him to help her cope with the emotional distress of leaving the man she betrayed. This has to be rage bait, right? But this is what modern marriage looks like to some women. Use the man, drain the man, replace the man, and then play victim.
I'm divorcing my husband because he booed Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl, and I still don't think he believes me, to be honest, but he might want to start, because I just filed my paperwork at the courthouse, and you can see right here, the date of separation is this year's Super Bowl. I'm not just doing this because of the action of booing. I am doing this because of everything that it represents in our relationship. I have loved Taylor Allison Swift since I was 12 years old. My husband even likes her too. Like, he'll put on her music when we're cooking together. He has a favorite song, it's Girl at Home. But we were at the Super Bowl. It was me, him, and 5 of his buddies. And when they put Taylor up on the Jumbotron, all of his buddies started booing, and my husband joined in. And that just tells me everything I need to know about that man, because he didn't care that that would hurt my feelings. He just wanted to fit in with his boys. He didn't even care that that's not even how he actually feels. He just, like, wanted to look cool, I guess. And that's not a man. That's a boy. And when you see that, you can't really unsee it. So I'm divorcing him. Thankfully, I have a prenup. I'll be retaining all of my assets as well as the assets that I inherited. With peace and love, he probably will not be returning to the Super Bowl anytime soon. So that's one less booer for you, Taylor. I love you.
Hold on. Wait a damn minute. You filed for divorce because your husband joined his boys in booing Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl? I think you were trolling, but nah, you came with receipts. Divorce papers in hand, signed, sealed, swift delivered. Talk about reading too much into things. You said his little booing moment was a reflection of a larger rift in your relationship because you're a huge Swiftie, borderline obsessive, and how dare he and his friends disrespect your blonde pop goddess, even though, by your own words, he does like some of her music. But joining in the boo, that made him childish. That was the final straw for you. What you didn't mention? What team was he rooting for? Because if you know anything about sports fans, when it's game time, it's war time. It's fuck that other side and anybody that loves them. That includes your favorite singer, your cousin, your grandmother. Everybody can get it. Then, when the loss wears off and the beer buzz fades, we go back to normal. It's not that deep. Even Taylor herself didn't take it seriously. She laughed it off like a grown adult. But you ended a marriage over it. Make it make sense. If one boo at the wrong pop star is grounds for divorce, then marriage ain't sacred, it's a landmine. And fellas, y'all still want to sign up for this?
Why'd y'all divorce?
My husband got sick with cancer, and that changed him, and it changed the dynamics of our marriage. There was nothing that I did not do.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Did he have chemo or radiation?
He had a form of chemo, which is called BCG. It's an injection.
I know.
That,
I know what cancer is. I'm a cancer survivor.
Okay.
Is he in remission?
Yes, he is.
And who filed for divorce?
I did.
Why?
Emotionally, as a partner and a spouse, I was emotionally neglected. And financially, funds began to be withheld from me that would have normally never been an issue.
God almighty. Okay. He was being injected with poison. He was going through quite a bit. So you know what? He's allowed to go through some. Was he on prednisone also?
No.
Okay. Was he on any kind of steroid?
No, he refused.
But he's still injected in poison. Do you have to work? Did you have to work when you were married?
No, but I
No,
chose
you didn't have
to.
to. No. You chose. But you didn't pay no real bills. You didn't have no skills. Knock it off. He was the money. He was the money. See, he actually saved you from yourself. And then when he got sick, are you a Christian?
No.
Where'd you get married?
We got married at the courthouse.
And what vows did you use?
Sickness and in health. So that
You
goes
mean
by the general vows. The general vows.
From the Bible.
If that's where they get them from, then yeah.
Well, you know where they get them from. You're a married woman, and you said them. And then when he got sick, you bailed.
No, I did not. But I hear what you're saying.
No, you did. You just don't want to hear it that way.
You can't make this shit up. In this final clip, a woman calls into Kevin Samuels' show and calmly explains that she divorced her husband because his battle with cancer was changing the dynamics of their marriage. That's right, her husband was fighting for his life, literally undergoing cancer treatments, and she felt emotionally neglected because the man was too focused on not dying to give her the attention she felt entitled to. And it gets worse. She says money started to get tight, funds were being withheld from her, as if cancer treatment is cheap, as if the hospital doesn't send bills, as if her man wasn't burning through every dollar just to survive another day. So let's talk about those vows. When you stood before your friends, your family, your God, and said, I promise to love and cherish you in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, for richer, for poor. What the hell did you think that meant? Did you mean it? Or did you only love him when he was healthy and financially useful? Because this right here proves it. You didn't love him, you loved the lifestyle, you loved what he could do for you. And the second he couldn't perform, provide, or pamper, you dipped. They say you find out who your real friends are when you fall in hard times, because when it's no longer possible to be a fair weather friend, that's when the truth shows. And for that man, that truth had to be soul crushing, to realize the woman you married would not stand beside you in the storm. So let's recap. One woman left her husband because he lost his job for a month and she had to cover the bills, like marriage isn't supposed to be a partnership. Another walked away because her man booed her favorite pop star during a football game, like marriage is just a fan club with legal paperwork. And the last, she dipped while her husband was battling cancer because she wasn't getting enough attention and the money slowed down. These aren't just bad wives. These are the consequences of marrying a woman who's loyal to her feelings, not to you. And that's the part nobody wants to talk about. Modern marriage doesn't require women to be committed, just present. It doesn't demand endurance, just vibes. And if the vibe shifts, if the money slows, if the ring loses its sparkle, she'll leave and you'll pay for it, because this isn't just about relationships, it's about a culture where women want the ring, the wedding, the lifestyle, but not the responsibility. Fellas, ask yourself this: what do you actually gain by getting married today? You can already have kids without marriage. You can love someone without a contract. But once you sign that paper, you're locked into a system that punishes you for her choices, rewards her for quitting, and robs you of your peace. So if you're not ready to lose half your assets, if you're not ready to fight for custody just to see your own children, if you're not ready to be discarded like a subscription service once the honeymoon ends, then maybe the smartest thing you can say right now is no. DonTheConMan out.